Nathan, how in the world are you?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I'm pretty good, I guess. Yeah, like I was saying, school can be kind of overwhelming sometimes, but I always manage to get it done because I procrastinate, but then I do it anyways because I'm a high schooler and that's what they do. That's just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, I guess not really anything like special going on. So I don't know. Yeah, but how are you doing? How are you doing?
I
What?
am doing.
You are doing.
No, I'm okay. I mean, pretty much always I've got work stuff to deal with. It seems like work keeps getting harder even right after it seems like, hey, the hard part's over. Now we're doing easy stuff. Nope. Someone found a way to make it hard again. So
That's fun.
that's what comes with a job.
You gotta have challenges to make you better, I guess. That's what, right? No?
The right challenges
Yeah.
will make you better. Like me, the wrong challenges just make me cranky. So
Yeah.
there's that.
That's fun.
But I am still waiting on the capture card to arrive. According to Amazon, it could have been here last Friday, and it may take all the way till next Friday.
Oh, wow, that's a very broad range.
Yeah, a 2-week range. And by the way, did I mention that I ordered it all the way back at the end of December?
Really?
Yeah, it's coming from China.
But I've ordered stuff from China, and they've come a lot faster than that.
Well, they weren't. It's not like they weren't upfront with the delivery date expectation, but still, I was expecting it to be here like by now. And I just hope it doesn't get past, and then it's like, great, now I have to call. Now I have to potentially cancel it, get my money back, and order something else. So, because it's like, I waited all this time.
Yeah.
And I paid a discounted rate for it to wait all this time. And then I will have nothing to show for it. So
hopefully that gets here.
Yeah.
Because we could get to playing some games, right?
Yeah. Right now we can only stream from
PlayStation
4, and then Matt on his Xbox One. So, speaking of which, what you playing?
Well, as you know, it's been a while since I've met with the audience, and last time I met with the audience, I did not have the NES. Is that right?
I don't believe so, because I told the story of you getting it.
Yeah.
And me not.
Yeah. But you have one now, so it's all good.
I have one now.
All's well that ends well.
All is even, and accounts have been settled.
It's still a story it's a fun story. But as you guys have heard, so now I have the NES Classic. I have played Kirby's Adventure. I've played Metroid with the help of a game like guide, because it's impossible to do without. And
then all the purists get on the comments. They're like, "You're not playing it right."
I'm sorry that I don't have a ton of time on my hand all the time to explore the vast caverns of
the older you get
of Metroid. Yeah.
The older you get, the less time you have.
Yeah. So now I'm on Final Fantasy, and it's fun. It might be one of the
which Final Fantasy? Is it Final Fantasy 1?
Final Fantasy 1, the one on the NES Classic Edition.
The only one.
So
unless you do something to it.
Okay, yeah. It's probably I definitely think I like it more than Metroid so far. I'm not sure about Kirby. Kirby was just so like simplistic, and like, because like you didn't have to like look up anything. It was just kind of
that, and
simple.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it does. And I like the music. The Final Fantasy music is cool, but it kind of drives me insane after a little while.
That's definitely music that got better as the series
like I like the way it flows and stuff, but it's the same thing. Like, because there's so many brawls, like, there's so many battles in it. Like, every tiny step you take, you got to fight enemies. And it always plays the same music when you fight. Like, if they changed up some of the music they played during different fights, that would be better. But, like, when I'm grinding, I just hear that same... I can't even imitate it right now because I don't really remember.
Well...
And it always plays that same thing. And you get kind of sick of it, but...
You can take it from an RPG veteran. When you do have to grind, don't feel bad about
muting it,
putting some other music on to listen to.
Yeah. Currently, though, I'm done grinding. So I started at the starting village place, and I am using a guide for this too, but not really that much because it doesn't really need a guide that much. I'm just kind of using it to make sure I don't miss stuff because I kind of want to get everything in it. So I started like it's not kind of the game where it's like really hard to figure out what to do, obviously. So I started out, starting village place. I went up to the cave. No, I went up to the castle place. I fought that Garland dude who was super easy, and he died or whatever, or so I'm told. But yeah. And then
people don't know how to keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, and so he disappeared mysteriously. And then, I rescued the princess. Then they built a bridge. I went to the witch, and she's, like, blind or whatever. So then I went to, like, the water village and fought the
And then you got over it. Because
yeah.
you built a bridge.
Yeah.
And you got over it.
Yeah. Anyways. I did literally get over it. And the witch, she was blind or whatever. I need her something to heal some elf dude with an herb. Dude likes his marijuana. What can I say? And then, and so then I went down to the water village area with the pirates, and I beat them because they were super easy. And then I got the boat, and the boat is freaking fast. Like, I don't understand how we walk like 10 times slower than a boat that's just carried by wind. Like, that thing's like it just like speeds. It's like
got a motor on it, right?
Yeah, apparently. And so then I went down to the elf village. I was grinding for a long time. And the guide was actually really helpful because I learned about this place where there's these 4 squares. You go up to this peninsula. You go to the water village and you go right through the mountains. And there's this little like peninsula, and there's these four like patches of land on the very edge of it where like these crazy like powerful enemies spawn. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, well, it's like a spot that you would never go ordinarily for the story. So it's literally just for grinding. It has these dudes called giants. It has giants, zombuls. They're like zombie bull dudes. Some other weird thing. And so like when I killed, so I was like, so basically I would have to go there and I would have to fight a bunch of them and then I had to go back and sleep again because like most of my dudes would be dead by the end of the battle. But I would get so much gold and XP for just one fight. Like I killed 4 giants and I got like 600 and something gold. Like no. I got like you could get like anywhere from like 600 to 1,000 and it was crazy.
So what level are you now?
Now I think 2 of my dudes are level 10 and 2 of them are like 9 or something like that. And so now I'm at the point where I might grind a little bit more so I can get more money to buy a bunch of healing potions and pure potions, and I'm going to go down to that cave. The cave down below the elf village around the mountains.
Yeah.
Because there's like that castle up there where the dude says like someone betrayed us, and so we had to go down and fight in that cave. And that cave, I tried it once just to see what it was like without really preparing much, and it was pretty tough. Like I had to run away from most of the things because it's just such a pain, because when you're trying to get from one place to another and maintain your health for the big fight, and you just keep running into these petty little dudes who can still do damage, it's just so annoying. So that's why I'm really gonna just try to stock up on a bunch of healing potions, and when I get to the cave dungeon or whatever, I'm just gonna try to run as much as I can. And so yeah, it's fun though. I really like just kind of the whole aspect of like leveling up all my dudes and learning new magic abilities and stuff. So
yeah, that's always been the funnest part of an RPG, is having your characters grow and get stronger and learn new things.
Also, I was unaware that the white mage was a female, and I named him Ted. No, I named him Dan. His name is Dan, and it's a female, apparently.
Well,
he doesn't look like it at all. I looked it up, and it's a female. I thought that the red dude was a female. Why is the red dude with the long hair not a female?
Wait, are you talking about the red mage or the warrior?
Yeah, the red mage. That looked like a girl to me.
The hat I don't know.
That looked like I totally thought that was a girl when I first saw it, and then I looked it up and found out that was a dude, and that the white one was a female, and I was like,
I kind of
what
think
the
the
heck?
white mage and the black mage are, they're both like they could go either way.
So like there's like the updated versions of the original game where they change the skins and stuff, and they make the white mage look a lot more like a girl. But in the original one, you really can't tell at all. Even in the leveled up version, it looks like a dude with long hair, and like when he gets really big.
I wouldn't feel bad about it.
I mean, yeah, Dan isn't really. It could be short for Daniela. I mean, I don't know.
Because you can't. I don't think you have enough space to even spell it out.
It's so annoying. I would have done way cooler names if I had the space, but for now, it's my fighter is Bill, my black mage is Bob, my black belt is Ted, and then my white mage is Dan.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. So, what are you playing?
I haven't really played it at all this week, but I do have Dream Drop Distance, the Kingdom Hearts game on 3DS that I've been playing.
Wait, is it a new Kingdom Hearts game?
It came out in 2012.
You haven't played it yet?
Nope.
It's like one of those like spin-off kind of things, right? Like it's not like the main.
Yeah, it's technically a spin-off. It's setting things up for Kingdom Hearts 3
which is coming out soon?
Probably not soon.
Why not?
Because they're still working on it.
Oh,
and honestly, no. Okay, so Tetsuya Nomura, he's lost a lot of points with me. It's pretty much his fault. The reason why Final Fantasy 15 took so long to come out, because he just kept working on the game as the director. They had to give it to someone else to basically turn it into a game that would come out at some point.
Because he's like perfecting it and stuff, or
I guess so. Yeah. I just don't think he's a very good game director, because anytime he directs a game, like with the exception of like the earlier Kingdom Hearts, like those came out, I mean, you didn't have to wait this long.
Okay, so I'm confused about one thing. Like Final Fantasy, that's for PlayStation 4, right?
Which Final Fantasy are you talking about?
The newest one.
PlayStation
15.
4 and Xbox One.
Where's the Nintendo thing? It was originally for Nintendo. Why do they not do it with Nintendo anymore? I don't get that. Because I know it was actually made by Square, so it's not technically a Nintendo title, but it used to be on Nintendo consoles, so why isn't it anymore?
Time for a little bit of a history lesson.
Okay.
So, the Nintendo 64. Did you ever think it was weird that it had cartridges still? Like in the late 90s? What
year was this? Oh.
96 when it came out?
64. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I've never actually seen one, but...
Really?
A 64? I don't
They're kind of weird looking consoles anyway. Like, they had these two big feet, and they were like Nintendo's first console that was like... It wasn't quite black, but it was like a very, very dark gray. It was almost black.
Nintendo gets serious.
Exactly. They're like, oh, this is the Ultra 64. And they went to cartridges, and Square wanted to make really big games. Like, you're right, Final Fantasy 1 through 6 were all released on the NES. Like, the first three was NES. Nintendo. Yeah, and then Super... I mean, they weren't all released in the US. We got 1, 4, which was renamed to 2, and then we got 6, which was renamed to 3. So, but now they've released all of them, so we should just call them, we got 1, 4, and 6. But people still like, no, it was 2 and 3 on the Nintendos.
Yeah.
So when they were making 7, they wanted to make 7 like really special. They wanted to do like pre-recorded, cutscenes, like CG cutscenes. And
now, was this still a turn-based kind of game, or had they moved on to like the action?
They call it active time battle. You basically have a gauge that fills up, and when you fill up that gauge, you can tell your characters what to do. So it's not turn-based, where like you get to tell all your guys what to do, and then like you exchange blows. It's just as the battle's going. Like if you sit there and do nothing, you'll get hit.
Okay.
So it's not much different though when you actually play it. So because Nintendo didn't make their console CD based,
They couldn't use all of that. Like, they couldn't...
Right, there wasn't nearly enough space on one cartridge, because they ended up, with Final Fantasy VII, it took up 3 CDs. So, they went with Sony instead. And that really damaged their relationship for a long time. And now what it's turned into, Nintendo doesn't really make, since the Wii... all of their consoles have kind of been like a generation behind as far as the graphical abilities. So, graphical, I don't even know if that's a word. Graphic abilities. So, yeah, if Nintendo, I think, ever made something that was very similar to what Sony and Microsoft releases, then they would probably get it too.
Couldn't the Switch...
The Switch is not as powerful as the Xbox One or the PS4.
But doesn't it have really good graphics?
I mean, it's a little bit better than the Wii U.
So it's not really up there with the...
No. I mean, people have taken a look at, I think it's called Dragon Quest Heroes, which is on the PlayStation 4, and it's also going to be on the Switch. And people have taken the screenshots side by side, and they're very different looking. There's a lot of stuff in the PS4 version that's just missing from the Switch. So, but yeah, that's why.
That's sad.
Yeah.
So why did they have to make the 64 with cartridges?
Well, with cartridges, you don't have to deal with piracy that much. It's very hard to pirate a cartridge, whereas a CD, people were like burning and copying CDs and stuff. That's one reason, and the other reason was they kept saying that they didn't like the load times that came from CDs, because cartridges are pretty much instant.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
So you do get that, but you miss out on a bunch of space for better sound effects, music, and like pre-recorded cutscenes. Like Resident Evil 2 actually got a really cool Nintendo 64 port, but it was like at the end of the console's life, so no one really cared for the most part.
So, getting back to the original topic.
Yes.
So how do you like the newer Kingdom Hearts spin-off?
I mean, I have some issues with it. It's not one of the better Kingdom Hearts games, and it doesn't run very well on the 3DS. There's a lot of times when it chugs.
It wasn't originally made for it, was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. It originally was made for it, and it's just there's some cutscenes, there's some scenes when you're fighting. A lot of times, actually, when you're fighting, there's a lot of enemies on the screen. Like it just the game just starts to slow down. So it's still fun. It's just not one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm playing.